about a specific part of showing something in a webinar. That is a screen share. Every time we share our screen, either in a recorded, pre-recorded, or live stream, we need to make a very clear decision on how we are sharing that and what we are sharing. If we share too many things, the audience might get nervous, they might get anxious, they might get curious, they might lose their attention. A typical example, if you go to a presentation and the speaker has like 2% left of battery, you might spend the whole presentation thinking when the battery will run away. It's like maybe you're only thought through the whole presentation and then you're like, oh my God, this battery is so long. How is that possible? So you might be hooked with that. And sometimes we don't notice those things as we create and we deliver our talks, but the audience do get into that. So make sure that you make your screen sharing as clean as possible. So I want to talk about some tips that you can do. The first one, don't share your super massive 30 inches monitor. Like, it's big. It doesn't have the right resolution. So usually online events tend to have a full HD resolution. So that's the one that you want to achieve. You can have a 4K one, but usually these monitors are bigger than that. So it looks too small. You can see it in your big monitor. Yes, if you make it full screen, it looks right, but usually even the ratio of the width and height is wrong. So you don't want to have that share. So my first tip is share the smallest screen you have. Usually what I do is I share my Mac and I use my big monitor as an auxiliary monitor where I have all my navigation control. So if I'm doing a live stream, I will share my Mac monitor and there I will have my code, I will have my console, I will have whatever I want to share. And then in the big screen, I might have in one side the person I'm talking to and then the chat and some notes and things like that. If you're doing a pre-recorded, well, just record the smaller screen you have. But if you really want to optimize, well, I will tell you my secret. My secret is just to record a part of the screen. So I know that the resolution I want is a full HD. So I have created, and that's very easy, just grab an image that is size full HD with that right resolution and put it in a background on your desktop, in your bigger screen. So whenever you record only that bit of your desktop, you are recording in the right resolution, in the right ratio, so your audience can see it correctly. So that's very important for your audience to get the exact right size, and then you don't need to make the font extremely big because you only are going to capture that bit. So the font, if you have it in 100% or 100%, 110%, it will be good. If you're using something like QuickTime or many other tools, it allows you to record only a region in your screen, so you can basically select that piece of your wallpaper as the region that you want to record and record that bit. If you cannot record a region, record the whole screen and then in post-edit just cut that little piece and you will have the perfect full HD picture. You can do the same for a 4K kind of resolution. Just create a desktop background with the 4K and voila, you have the right output for your presentation. And in this case, you will never ever have problems with your resolution anymore. Another error we tend to do is to have a very busy screen. A lot of icons, a lot of very busy wallpaper, Docker in the bottom with all our open applications. The first thing is clean it. Clean your desktop. Don't have any elements in there. Just remove everything you can because people will get distracted trying to figure out what is in those images, what that means. People are curious, they get distracted with random things, so don't leave that to the use. Also, if you're showing your background of your desktop, make sure that it's simple. This one that I'm showing you is very, very busy, and it's kind of distracting. Sometimes people have photos of the family. No, change your desktop to something neutral, something like a color or some landscape that is very quiet. You might like some other things, but that's something for your own personal time. But when you are delivering a talk, make it simple. Don't add noise to it. You just want to make sure that you are delivering the talk that you want to deliver and not confuse people with crazy images. Other thing people tend to do is to have this dock bar open in their screen. I recommend you that you make it by default that it's height, so you can go to your system preferences and in the dock look for this setting to minimize always that dock, so whenever you are not using it, you're not showing it, because that's very distracting. Some people tend to have 20 million different apps they are open, and people are curious, and it just adds too much noise to the picture. So make sure that that you are not showing that. And finally, notifications. You want to make sure that your notifications in your computer are off and not enabled, so you don't get emails, Slack messages, and also please turn off your email and Slack and all these kind of things that will get you red banners all in the place, even if you don't have your notifications enabled, because that's distracting and is it makes people crazy when somebody is receiving messages and mails and whatever from work or personal life, and it's so distracting. So please turn it off.